You have an idea for a book to help you grow your personal or business brand. But where do you start? In this video, I'm going to be sharing my secret sauce, what I share with all of my one-on-one coaching clients, my proprietary 4 steps to start writing your book. I'm Denise Renee, a business book writing coach and manuscript editor. I can help you write a book that shares your experience or expertise and grows your personal or business brand. This video is one piece of that puzzle, so let's jump in. Hey writers! So in this video, the 4 steps that we're going to go over are: step number 1 is starting with the end in mind. Step number 2 is determining your book type or style. Step number 3 is brain dumping and organizing your ideas. And step number 4 is to create a working title and a formal outline. So why would I share for free what I do inside of my coaching sessions? Something you'll notice in my channel is that I give away a lot of education for free. What people actually pay for when they hire me is to have the person who has shared all of this great information with them to help them implement. It's one thing to watch a video and try to jot down some notes, but at some point in time, a lot of people get stuck and then they're like, okay, where do I go from here? So the next logical step is, well, let me reach out to that Denise Renee chick. How can she help me use her framework on my ideas? And am I doing this correctly? Does this have my tone of voice? Does this sound like I use ChatGPT and lean on it a little too heavily? All of that kind of feedback, plus accountability and the ability to complete your manuscript in a way faster time than they could ever do on their own. That's the value of working with me one-on-one. But for those of you who are able to take a concept you see in a video and run with it, I'm so glad to be part of your journey anyway. So whether you wind up hiring me as your coach or I'm just your virtual coach and you're rocking off of my free content, you are welcome. So let's get into this first step. Now, you don't have to worry about taking notes because I've already done that for you. Roll the clip. Real quick, don't just watch this video about writing a book. Get working on yours today. Head over to writingwithdeniserenee.com/4 steps and download my free guide, 4 steps to start writing your book. In it, you're going to find practical tips and exercises that'll get you moving right now and keep you going until you finish your first draft. That's writingwithdeniserenee.com/4 steps. Okay, let's get back into this video. So let's get into the first step, starting with the end in mind. One of the first things I always ask prospects, even before we start working, is what are your goals for your book? A lot of times people are interested in taking an existing business or brand that they have to the next level by getting more speaking engagements. They're consultants or freelancers and they want to get more clients. Maybe they're an employee and they're just looking to raise their value in the marketplace and want to be seen as a thought leader. Writing a book can accomplish all of these goals and more. So what are your goals? Do not skip this step. Write down everything that you have in mind for your book. Be as specific as possible. State how many books you're interested in selling. State how many speaking engagements you want to have each year. Get clear about how many podcast interviews or media interviews that you want to be on. Maybe you want to be a contributing writer to a trade journal in your industry or a much broader publication like the Wall Street Journal or Business Insider. State all of those goals because being a published author can open all of those doors. Now, because I typically work with professionals and entrepreneurs, your book is going to be at the intersection of what your expertise is, what you have a lot of experience in, and what the people in the industry that you serve are most interested in. So be sure that you have a strong handle on who your target readers are, who are your ideal readers for your book. Your book is not for everyone. I've ranted about that on other videos. I'm not going to go into that rant right here. And you have to think about your audience first. What do they want to know about? What are their frequently asked questions? What are they currently frustrated about? Where is your industry going? And how does what you have to offer intersect with their needs? That is the sweet spot topic for your book. Now, if all of this is coming at you a little bit fast, don't worry about taking notes because I've already done that for you. So go ahead and download that free resource. Even though I'm giving you a highlight of it, there's additional resources in the back that you want to get your hands on. So go ahead and download it right now. All right, so step number 2, determine your book type or style. So most people that come to me are looking to either write one of two types of books. They either want to share their expertise or they want to share their life story. Now, there are different types of frameworks that are already existing that you can use as a guidepost to help you frame your own book. So if you're looking to write a story about your life, some frameworks that you might want to consider are a rags to riches story, the roller coaster success story, how you accomplished extraordinary success, or you're sharing your life lessons or principles. Now, the frameworks are a little bit different when you want to write a book sharing your expertise. Those frameworks include the how to book, the methodology book, a success story book, whether it's sharing your personal success or your client success, or maybe a mix of both, and a hybrid of two of those other book types, maybe mixing success stories with how to, or methodologies with success stories. Picking the right framework for your book is going to make writing a breeze because often people just don't know where to start. But if you have a template, a guideline to follow, then it's easy to take your ideas and plug it in where it fits in. So, what type of book do you want to write? What's going to make the most sense for that intersection of what your target audience is looking for with your personal expertise? So, step number 3 is to brain dump and organize your ideas. So, a brain dump is exactly what it sounds like. You're just getting all of the ideas in your head out. I'm actually going to be talking about that more in an upcoming video. I have a 5-video series planned called the Writer's Toolkit that's really going to break down different components of this 4-step process so that you really get an opportunity to understand where you're going and how to get your writing done. So with your brain dump, like I said, you're just going to dump all your ideas out and then you are going to organize it, group it into categories. And if you've done this digitally, then it's going to be easy to sort of copy and paste, move things around so that you can really see an outline starting to take shape. And then you get into step number 4, which is creating a working title and formally outlining your book. So what I like about creating a working title for your book is it doesn't have to be perfect, but you could come up with something like 5 ways to organize your house in less than an hour, or 6 steps to making business tax time easier, or 4 steps to start writing your book. Listen, if you're around here long enough, you know I am the queen of the corny mom jokes, okay? Okay. So inside of my downloadable, you'll get a few tips on what you can do to make that working title nice and concise. What I love about it is that it helps you to stay focused. When you can refer to your book by a title, even if it doesn't wind up being the final title, it at least helps keep you focused on the topic because you do not want to write a book where your topic is going all over the place and you're trying to handle so many things. Pick a lane and stick to it, okay? You don't want to confuse your readers and you just want to give them a really strong concept that they can wrap their minds around, they can accomplish, especially if you're doing a how-to book. You want them to be able to follow the steps you've laid out and accomplish something. It doesn't have to be huge or major, but just giving them a small win is going to build trust and they'll be more interested in working with you further down the road. Just like if I help you get started writing your book, you might trust me to hire me later down the road. That's the way it goes. So while your working title is your guiding principle, you're going to then take that brain dump that you started to organize and you're going to shape it into a formal outline. Again, make sure that you download this document because I give you some extra detailed bullet points of how to organize your outline. Sometimes people feel like outlining is restricting, but it really isn't. And just because you have an outline doesn't mean you can't go off script and come up with new ideas as you're writing. You may just have to pull back and see if those new ideas really fit with where you're going, or maybe do you have a separate book? So don't think of outlining as restrictive. It's just going to help keep you focused. Just like that working title will help keep your writing focused. So now that you've gotten started, you might be wondering, well, okay, what do I do next to take things to the next level? Again, I'm going to put you back to the document. Make sure you've downloaded it. In the back, there's a resource section so that you can dig into more specific writing topics that are going to help you write your book. And if you want to get my help pulling it all together, use the links that are at the end of the document as well. I hope that you found this quick walkthrough of my 4-step process helpful. Check out one of these videos next because it's going to dive even deeper and give you more practical tips for getting started writing a book. Click on it now and I will see you on the other side.